How's it going, you guys? AZPlayo21 back again with another episode of our UFC save in WMMA 5. And here today we have UFC Fight Night, Holland versus Tumenov. Should be a pretty good card here today. We're making our way towards UFC 306. O'Malley versus Umar, 2 title fights on tap for that one. The last time that I saw you guys, we had our booking episode where we booked up October of 2024, where we are going to have 3 titles on the line at UFC 308. It should be a very, very good card. Appreciate you guys for watching, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch. As always, leave a like on the video. Subscribe, please, if you have not already done so. And yeah, stay tuned. A lot of stuff coming on Twitch and obviously this series. And I am planning on, at some point, starting up another WMMA 5 series. The Gamma series, if I do choose to continue that one, it'll more than likely probably be on Twitch, kind of just like a long play kind of thing, where maybe I'll upload it every now and then. But I kind of have an inkling to, first of all, download the newest edition of the Modern Warriors mod, and I'm going to do a series with Invicta Fighting Championship. So the goal there is essentially the same as the local to global series that I did, but with the caveat of it can only be with female fighters, which is going to be very, very, very difficult, but it is a challenge that does intrigue me. So when, apart from this series, the only other WMMA 5 series that you'll see in the near future is going to be with Invicta. So keep that in mind. That should be pretty fun when I do decide to do that. I don't know when it's going to be. This series is always going to be, you know, an ongoing thing up until I get sick of it, or you know, the UFC has changed so drastically to the point where it's like, okay, I need to download the newest mod, maybe start it up again. But I have no plans on stopping this UFC series like I kind of did with the other one. I think I got to, what it was, like 500 episodes before I stopped. And that series went on for like a good 3 years or so. But yeah, no plans on stopping this series whatsoever, so do not worry about that. But yeah, let's take a look at the rankings ever since our last fight card. As you can see, nothing going on at heavyweight. At light heavyweight, we did have Alex Pereira go down a bit. We also had Bruno Lopez go down quite considerably after losing his fight to Impa Kasanganay, who is in the top 10 now. Middleweight, we did have Duraev go down. Gastelum, Costa, and Curtis go up. Nothing at welterweight or super lightweight. At lightweight, we have Rafael Fiziev, and at number 2, he will be fighting against Usman Nurmagomedov, as you can see there, who is going to be debuting after all of his time in Bellator. The winner of that fight between Fiziev and Usman will receive a lightweight title shot at some point in the near future. At featherweight, we have Onama and Nakanishi moving up a little bit. Dan Ige and Andre Fili back into the rankings. Ricky Simon back into the bantamweight rankings after his big win. We have at flyweight, nothing going on. Women's featherweight, Sarah Collins and Amanda Levy moving up into the top 5. A lot of these rankings are not really going to make too much sense just because there's not too much context. And once these fighters have all gotten like 2 or 3 fights under their belt, the rankings will probably make a little bit more sense. Nothing at bantamweight. Petrovic into the top 10 at flyweight, and then at strawweight, nothing going on. Appreciate you guys. I'm loving this skin. Starting to get used to it a little bit more now that I did a full booking stream with it. But yeah, let's get it going. Holland versus Tumenov. Show taking place in Moscow. A lot of Russian fighters on this card, and we get started with Tatsuro Taira taking on Clayton Carpenter in the flyweight division, and it's Taira getting it done, improving to 15-0 here today. Sean Da Silva taking on Joseph Benavidez, another flyweight fight. Young guy out of Germany beats Joseph Benavidez. Yikes. And this is Joseph Benavidez's first fight back in like 3 years, so that is not the I imagine not the result that he wanted. As we move forward into the featherweight division for the women, Zara Ferrando Santos, oh no, the bantamweight division, taking on Jocelyn Edwards, and it's Jocelyn getting the win over Dos Santos here today via decision. She was a huge underdog and she was able to get it done. Natalia Silva taking on Maria it's either Agapova or Agapova. She was looking like a very, very good prospect for quite a while. And then I guess she just kind of crashed out, ended up not being very good, but she does get the knockout win here today in a fantastic fight. Good for her. Katerina Delista taking on Angela Lee. at 115. And it is Lee who gets the win via Darce choke here today. Good for her. Ana Guerrera Palacios taking on Saori Oshima, Mexican versus Japanese fighter. And it's Palacios with the split decision here today, improving to 10-1. She is 4-10. Wow, okay. Cute little shorty. Maxim Grishin taking on Vitor Petrino in the light heavyweight division, and it's Petrino, the 26-year-old, getting the win over the longtime veteran in Grishin. Unisalau taking on Alexander Osetrov. A couple of Russians going at it in their home country, and it's Unisalau getting it done, staying undefeated at 145. Daria Zaleshnyakova taking on Melissa Dixon, a couple of fighters out of Aries in the bantamweight division, and it is Zaleshnyakova getting it done in her home country here today via unanimous decision. Abdul Abdaraguimov taking on Bojan Velikovic, a French and a Serbian fighter, and it's Abdaraguimov getting it done, improving to 19-2 here today. Marina Moknatkina now, as we are on the main show, taking on Rocky Pennington at 135, and it's Moknatkina who gets it done via decision. She is now 2-0 in the UFC after wins over Kat Zingano and now Rocky Pennington. And she wants to fight Irene Aldana next. Alexander Volkov taking on Hamdi Abdelwahab in the heavyweight division. Drago looking to get it done, and he does via decision over Abdul Wahab here today, the Egyptian fighter. Not good enough for the former Bellator champion. He was on a little 2-fight losing streak, so he needed a big win, and he got it here today. Rafael Lovato Jr. taking on Nasruddin Russian sniper Imavov. A big fight in the middleweight division. Lovato is a huge favorite, but it is the Russian sniper knocking out Rafael Lovato Jr., giving him his first loss of his career in just the first round. All it took was 84 seconds to get it done, and the Dagestani gets it done. That brings us to our co-main event. A couple of Russian fighters going at it in the heavyweight division. Anatoly Malikin, 2-0 in his UFC career after beating Nascimento and Jailton Almeida. And on the other side, Sergey Pavlovich. He's been around for quite a while, coming off a big loss to Cyril Gane, which would have probably seen him fight for the title. Let's go ahead and get it going in our co-main event, and it is Pavlovich beating the 4-year senior in Malikin, giving Malikin the first loss of his career, a TKO win, and it's a big one for Pavlovich here today. That brings us to our main event. Kevin Trailblazer Holland taking on Albert Einstein Tumenov in the 175 division. Tumenov, number 10 in the division, coming off a win over Daniel Rodriguez. That was his return to the UFC octagon. And for Kevin Holland, he's coming off 2 straight wins, Nicholas Dalby and Neil Magny. It's our main event. Let's get it going. So they said Holland came in looking quite heavier than Tumenov. Uh-oh. Tumenov falls to the ground, in major trouble. Powerful shot after powerful shot. And in Russia, Kevin Holland comes into Moscow and TKOs Albert Tumenov in our main event. How about that? How about that? So, he didn't have the greatest start with 2 straight losses to Jeff Neal and Sean Brady, but now, after 2 straight wins, Kevin Holland in his 2nd consecutive main event gets it done in Russia. And he invites the Russians to come out and party with him. That man is insane. So good for him. No popularity changes or anything like that. Let's go ahead and take a look and see. We had 2 fantastic fights. Let's give it to the ladies, Agapova and Silva. Holland performance bonus, Imavov performance bonus, and De Silva performance bonus for beating Benavidez. Congrats to them. Still made a nice little profit. Appreciate you guys for watching. As always, I am AZPlow21. The next time I see you guys, we'll have another good fight card. I will see you guys at the fights.